Welcome to the instructional video for the 2017 Ixio IT680G. So this is based on a Fiat, but it's on the bigger 2.3 180 brake horse. We get the alloy wheels as standard, the door sills, the full length colour coded awning with the awning light. We've got your gas bottles here, so it will take 2 gas bottles, and then it comes fitted with a bulkhead regulator. So you'll need your gas bottles and your pigtail to connect this up to. It will take butane or propane, and then you'll get up to 2 11 kilo bottles in there. It is important to keep these little vents free of any obstructions. Now you can see also in here you have a tyre inflation kit which comes with the vehicle, and the pack with the details for both the engine and the habitation side there. So on the Burstners, all the locks just close on the outside of the vehicle with 1 key, and it is simply a click with the key. You'll hear a defined click to lock and a click to open. So 1 key, and you've got 2 keys on the set for you today. We've got the Carado door, but I'll come back to that as we move in. Behind that we've got the fridge vents, one at the top, one at the bottom. Behind the rear locker door we've got the toilet cassette. So push the button on both sides, that brings down the toilet cassette. Lift up, pretty standard this, lift up the handle, slide it out, remove the little cap, and you'll see there's a little button at the bottom that you need to press to release the vacuum. Empty it out, put your chemicals on, put your top back on, slide it back in, and then lift up the handle and slot it back in place. If it doesn't work, slide it back out again and then just put it back in. So it must go over that little lip here. It's a Thetford toilet, and there is a sticker there to tell you the model number if you need any parts. So that's your toilet cassette. Behind that we have the rear locker door, and we've got locker doors on both sides. So smaller one on the driver's side, and again it's lockable. We've got your awning pole, which is located in there. We've got some additional rails that the customer's fitted previous. We've got a vent for the heating, and we've got a lower down rails. We've also got a toolkit, which is in the little black one. And then the wooden sections that are just at the side there are the actual protectors for the drop down bed at the front if you're having it in the higher position. On the rear of the vehicle we've got a 2 bike rack, we've got a reversing camera system, and we've also got reversing sensors low down just there. So well equipped towards the back of the vehicle. To the other side we've got a larger locker door, as you'll just see there. So full height ski locker type. It has got a divider, so if you want to do it as I've set it up here with the shelf, you can do. If you want it to go all the way up, then it literally just springs and clips into a position there. We've also got a light, and we've got another rail there. At the bottom we've got the drain point with a little plug that just goes in if you want to wash that area out. And then one thing to remember, behind the little flap here we have one of your drain points, or 2 of your drain points. The little yellow points there, in the downward position, they are showing that you will be able to have water within the system. If you were to flip them up, so like that, directly underneath, you will see water will come out. So you'll need to do that when you're emptying the vehicle and winterizing it, and when you want to use the vehicle you'll need to put them in the position that they are now. So there is 3 of these little yellow toggle switches on this vehicle. So 2 are found there. The other one is found in the service locker. So this is what we classify as our service locker, and you will see that there is another little yellow toggle valve just in there which you do the same way. So in the position it is now, it is in a fully usable position. Next to that we have our frost protection valve, and this has 2 positions. In the position that you see it now, so the diamond is across, and right at the bottom down here you will see that there is a little blue button. Now that is pressed in. In that position again it's usable, and it allows you to put water into the boiler. If you were to want to empty it, you would need to flick that, and that would empty the water out of the system, and then to put it back in again you would just turn it the opposite way. So that is your frost protection. As it is at the moment, it's in a usable position. When you flick it, it will empty out, and again it will all empty out underneath, so directly underneath where you do it. We've got our mains plug-in point, and that just goes into the little cutout there in the rubber. And then lastly, we have our mains water freshwater filler point. So this is the little wheel at the top. So to fill it up, you turn it clockwise. The first click will fill it up to 20 litres. The second click will fill it up to its full maximum 120 litres. To empty it, you do the opposite. So literally twist, and again you will see water will come out of the tank and empty the tank completely. To stop that, just finger tight. It doesn't need to be really hard, and that will stop the water from coming out of the fixture underneath. To fill the water tank up, you will need to remove the little cap. So just pop that in there. And then on the door here, you'll see that there are two implements. The first one is your wastewater key. And you just remove that. Pop the little overflow chute just on there. You'll see there's a cutout for the freshwater hose to go onto it. And that will allow you to fill up the freshwater tank. It is a transparent tank, so you'll see it filling up. You've also got a level gauge inside. And once it's full, it will simply overflow on the outside of it. So that's your freshwater filler. Your wastewater drain is here, and there's a sticker just here locating underneath the vehicle. The grey pipe is your waste pipe. The little metal rail is the lever to empty the wastewater. So just turn that quarter of a turn and the water will come out of the grey pipe. When you finish with it, just store it away back in that cupboard. Just like so. You can close this as well. So again, make sure you put your top back on. The little red cap is if you wanted to, as it shows you on the little sticker there, remove it and clean it. Yeah. So that will go in there and that will twist. Now on this door, you see the little red band. Now you could, obviously removing your mains cable, you could drive away and it would be secure. If you want to lock it completely, you'll need to turn the key and press the button in so that you can see now that the red little band has gone away. And then again, to access it, you'll see that the red band comes once you twist the key into it. So that's your service locker. The little vent at the side is for the truma heater. So be careful, this does get warm. So that's your main fundamentals. Engine wise, we've got diesel just in there. It doesn't have AdBlue, it's pre-AdBlue on this one. And then we've got your bonnet release catch. Again, pretty standard on the Fiats. Just pull the lever and that will open up the bonnet. Underneath the carpet, you'll find your engine batteries located there. We've also got a glove box, your radio case, another heated and cooled area just above here. And then underneath the seat itself is where you will find all the main electrics, e-boxes, fuses for the actual vehicle. You'll also see that it's heated into this area as well. So any fuses for the habitation side, that's where you would find them. We're also fitted with electric windows, and the vehicle comes complete with Remis cab blinds on all front windows, including the actual windscreen itself. So easy to work, just be gentle with the blinds and they will go back in place just there. Your bonnet on the Fiat is located generally just above there, where you'll see there's a little yellow lever. There's a stanchion there to hold it up. You've got the obvious oil, dipstick, screen washers in this side. Negative terminal and your positive is just underneath the cap there. If you're unsure of this, just revert to your handbook. Moving then inside the vehicle, I mentioned earlier we've got the habitation door, and this is the XL, so the wider habitation door with the bin, the blind and the fly screen. We've got then the inside of the vehicle. So the main thing that you want to go to first of all is the control panel. So I'll just turn it off at the moment, but you'll see that there is a little indicator in the middle, which is telling us that we're plugged into mains. We are currently plugged into mains, and when you are, it will show a little display in the middle of the unit. To get power to the vehicle, you'll need to press this button on the left. The top button, once pressed and held, will tell you what's in your habitation battery. The bottom one will tell you what power is in your engine battery. Top right will tell you what level is in your water tank, so we've got a little bit in for this demonstration purpose. And the bottom one, again, will tell you what level's in your waste. Again, we've got some in just for demonstration purposes. The button in between the two is your water pump. So you'll hear your pump kick in when you turn that button on. And if you've got your taps open, like we tend to have when we're draining them down, it will gurgle away, as you're hearing in the background, until the air's gone. Now, first of all, what we would tell you to do is put that pump on. Go to the taps. So I'll just close the taps at the moment, just to stop any water coming out as we're doing it. Go to your tap, and on the top you'll see where it's hot and cold. Turn it to hot, and then pull it on, and you will then either get a steady stream of water if you pulled it through, but more than likely you'll get it spitting and spurting as we're doing it at the moment. That's because we've emptied some of the boiler. Now what you want to do is run it until you get a steady stream of water coming out, as you see just there. Once it is steady, turn it off. That means that your boiler is full, and you can proceed then to heat your hot water. Please bear in mind that on these systems you can run the heating without the hot water if you don't want to do it, but don't run the hot water with no water in the boiler, guys. Yeah, so that's your main control panels, switches there. And the way to fill up the boiler is to put your pump on, fill up your fresh water, turn the tap to hot and pull it through. Now I always pull it through on all the taps. Again, on the end of this one you'll see there's an indicator there. And that's just to get all the air out. Once I've pulled it through on these two taps, I'll also pull it through onto the shower tap. And again, it's clearly indicated there where it's done. So while we're on to the shower area, we've got the little turnbuckles at the top, which just hold it in place. Please travel like this. Obviously, your ladders would be removed and stored away safely. And then we've got an opening vent above, which has a blind on as well. So you can close that off in an evening, so not to disturb anyone if it is light when you're going to the toilet. We've got light switches just here. Your sink plug is just there. And then we've got your cupboards, which are magnetised, so you need to give them a little bit of a pull with your sliding drawers, both at the bottom and the top. So again, good storage. On this side, we've got your main RCD box. So if your power goes within the vehicle, the first thing that we always advise you to look at is to press this little test button. And when you press it, it should trip down just as it's done there when we are plugged into mains. If you were to flick it back and it went down again, then you'll need to make sure that everything is okay on the power source that you're plugging into, and that everything is okay within the vehicle. The way to decipher really is if you was to press that and nothing happened, there is no power getting to the vehicle, so check the mains plug-in points at the site. If you press it now and something happens, then you need to isolate your power within the vehicle, pull out your sockets individually, and then just put them in one by one. That will tell you where the problem is. So again, we've got a hanging rail at the top, we've got a plug socket here, and we've got your toilet just here. So the little blue button is your flush button, and you've got an indicator next to it. To remove the toilet cassette, that blade valve must be closed there, and it opens and closes with the lever there. So that is open, and towards the front of the vehicle is closed, so it must be in the closed position, just like that. We've got a heater vent at the side, and we've got little storage pockets just there. Above, we've got a Hecky roof light. So we've got a blind and a fly screen, and we've got an opening window by pressing the button. Slide it back in and make sure it's clipped in place before you set off. We've got one here, and there is one underneath the bed when that is dropped down. Kitchen area, we've got mains plug and a couple more light switches there. A little chopping board that goes over the top just there. We've got the 3-burner hob. So you'll see 1, 2, 3, and it depicts it at the side, 1, 2, 3. Dead simple, guys. Turn on your gas, press your igniter. Just make sure that you let that cool down before you close it. And again, we've got fly screens and blinds on the windows. Press the button to release it, pull it down, and then you've got the opening windows, which simply just gently out, you'll hear them click, it'll sit in place. Go a bit further, it'll click again, all the way up to come back in. Make sure they're over the full stay to fully secure the vehicle. Cupboard above, we've got some storage spaces, so there's plenty of spaces up here. This cupboard is a push cupboard, so push it in at the bottom, and then that will release it and open it, and then push it in to close it back up. We've got the large storage area underneath the sink for all your belongings. Another storage area underneath the oven, and then we've got the oven and the grill. So again, pretty self-explanatory, but grill to the right and it will tell you that you're on grill, oven to the left, and you'll be able to change the temperature settings, and then you have an igniter just there that you'll need to click. Off is in the middle position, and you obviously, guys, just pull the oven down. When you're grilling, just make sure, as you do at home, that you just leave the door open a little bit ajar. Above that, we've got your area for your utensils, and we've got the Truma control for the air conditioning unit, which is fitted to this. I'll come on to this a little bit later. Cupboard is just a press button, and again, these will need to be pressed in before you're moving, and we've got your isolation valves just located there. Now, as you see now in this video, they're in the full usable position. So your handbook will also tell you this. Only turn them off if you're told to do so by a gas specialist, or if you think you have an appliance that is leaking. But in this position here, they are fully usable. Again, some storage pockets just located just in there for you. Behind me, we have the wardrobe, and again, it's a push button with the status aerial. To get the aerial to work, you'll just need to press the little button on at the top, and the light will come on to give you power. There is also a battery powered light just there as well for you. Above the fridge, we've got a storage area just there as well with the same push button. And then we've got the fridge itself. So the fridge needs to be turned on by pressing the button here, and that will light up the unit. So we have 4 options. The options are just here. We have mains electric, which you can manually select. We have gas. And we're on the gas. Obviously, there's got to be gas on the vehicle, but you'll hear it clicking. Might hear it now in the video, but it'll click until it lights. The third option, which is flashing, is for the engine battery only and when that is running. So this takes a feed off the engine battery when running and will only work when the vehicle's in motion and the engine is running. The last option is automatic, and to select this, press it and it will select the strongest source of power. So i.e. at the minute we're plugged into electric, so it's going to select the electric option. So to a quick refresh, manually selected electric, gas, 12 volt when the engine's running only, automatic selection, which will select the strongest source. The next one along is the temperature, so it will change by pressing it from the warmest to the coldest setting. And then the final option here is your reset button for your gas. So there's a nice little sticker there just reminding you what it's for. You'll need to press it to reset the system should it trip out on gas. Inside, it lights up nice and bright, so you'll tell that it's on, and then this pulls towards you to open the freezer section. When you turn the unit off, just press and hold the button, and then the lights on the control panel and the lights inside will go off. The button at the side here is for your heated wastewater tank and your underfloor heating, which are options on this particular vehicle. The underfloor heating will only work when you're hooked up to mains, and the heater will work off 12 volt. So above it, we have the Truma heater control. And here I'm going to run through how to use this. So our first option, we twist the options by turning the wheel. So to stop it from tripping, I'm going to put it onto electric, first of all, before I do anything else on the demonstration. It is advisable that you turn on your gas and your electric before coming to this control panel, and turn off this control panel before turning off your gas and electric. It will stop any error codes coming up on the system. So the first option we want to do, we want to go to the section that's flashing with the motorhome, and we want to select the temperature that we want it to be inside the vehicle. So let's say 19. Once we've decided, we just press the button in, and that sets it at that temperature setting there. Now, The next option along is a water thermostat. Now we have water in the boiler, so I can select this one for you. If you don't want to put water in the boiler and you don't want to use it, you can leave it in the off position as it is there. So we have Eco, so it's a 40-degree setting. Hot, which is a 60-degree setting. And then a boost setting, which takes all the power away from the heating to get the hot water up to temperature as quick as possible. So in this demo, let's select the Eco. The next one along is your fuel source that you want to select. So EL1 is 1 kilowatt electric. EL2 is 2 kilowatt electric. Then we have Mix 2. So that is a mixture of gas and electric, and you'll see these symbols are changing at the top. Mix 1 is gas and 1 kilowatt electric, and then finally we have gas only. So you would use the Mix 1 and 2 if it is very cold and you're trying to get the vehicle up to temperature as quick as possible. That is going to give you that best option. The next option along is your fan speed for the actual blown air heating. So Eco being slow, high being fast, and boost taking all the power away from the water heating to get your blown air heating up to temperature as quick as possible. So I'm going to select it to high. So in this demo, we've got the temperature of the motorhome on 19 degrees. We've got the water set at Eco. We've got 1 kilowatt electric, and we've got the fan speed at high. Now once it reaches temperature on both of these, they'll stop flashing. And you've also got a source to tell you that you are plugged into mains. Now to go back into it again and press it, you can just press the middle button. At the bottom, we've got your timer settings and your clock settings and your reset settings. So to reset it, if you do come across a fault, you'll press the little spanner. You'll turn the wheel all the way to the right, press reset and then preset again, and that will be a soft restart. Yeah. So that is your heating. Remember, when you're going away from your vehicle or leaving to go home, to turn it off, press the middle button in till you see off, and do that before you unplug your electrics or turn off your gas, guys. It will just stop any fault codes coming up because you've not got a fuel source selected. So that's your heating. We've got more storage spaces above, just here. And then these ones go all the way up inside as well, up to the top, so quite a deep storage areas. You can move these panels around if you want to do, and move the height and the location of them cupboards. Above this, you'll see that there is a little black sort of star shape here. That is where the bed winding key goes in for the manual operation of that drop down bed. So that's where that's located, just there. Behind the seats, we have two travelling seat belts, which just pull over the front of them if you've got the passengers that wanting to travel. And then we've got your table that slides around, left and right, it does go up and down. For your passengers, if they want to sit down here, you will need to remove this cushion here and the seat base underneath. Now I always find it easier removing both of the cushions and then just lifting them up. Just like so there, to really show you a little area. You've got a little bit of storage underneath there, and then underneath this panel here there's more storage, and then your leisure battery. There is room, as you see, for two leisure batteries, and you will link them in parallel if you want to do that. And there is a fuse just located just in that corner there, so if you do lose power to your battery, just double check that main fuse area just there. Light switches, with a couple of light switches just tucked away in that corner, so there will be for your main light in here and then your night lights lower down. We've got in this cupboard here storage space on both sides, and behind here on the pull down is the TV. Yeah, so the Abtec TV that comes as standard. So this has a DVD player in the side. There is an on button at the bottom underneath there, and then your little indicator to tell you there that it is turned on and ready for you. The tuning in is pretty simple. So you will press the button, you'll see it will go blue first of all to come onto your station. And then to tune it, what you will need to do is on your controller, you will need to go to TV setup, go down then to that option there, across to your auto search, click the auto search and then select your country, and that will automatically search for you any TV channels in your area. So nice and simple, nice and easy. The table itself here, if we just spin it around, because it does again spin around, has a little lever, and this lever will allow you to move the table up and down whichever way you want. If you want to lock it in place, there is a little locking pin just there which will lock the table in place. So if you do want to have it in the lower position, then you'll press that handle and squeeze it and push the table down. Well, so it just goes down just like that. To use the additional berth on here, because it's got the dinette to berth option, you'll use the back of the cushions. Now these zip off to make it more comfortable, so you'll use the two backs just in the middle there, and then the little black cushion that you see just locates here. It clips onto the little slots under here, and then we'll give you a full area underneath for them other visiting people. So, dropping the bed. Now, first of all, we must make sure that these seats are pushed all the way to the back, and you do this with a little lever bar here. So that will allow you to slide it forward and backwards, and your hand or armrest must be in the up position, just like there. We've also got height adjusters on the seats as well. So to press it down, you just pull the lever out, put pressure on it at the front, and the same at the back. That will adjust the height for you. And while we're here, we've also got your heated seat options on both the driver and passengers. These are just switched on when the ignition's on, and that will heat the front two seats. One other little tip as well is make sure that these little reading lights are clipped in and out the way. These are workable lights, so that they don't catch on anything when you drop down the bed, and make sure that there's no obstructions underneath it before we drop it. So to drop it, we put our key in. You'll see that the panel will light up. You'll press the button down. So as we're going down, it will stop itself at that first point. And basically level up there. Keep pressing it. And then what you're wanting to do is your ladders will depict the height of the first point. So generally, guys, as we're looking at about there, so you've got nice clear headroom above, and your passengers or additional people have got room underneath the vehicle. Yeah. So lift the ladders off if you're going lower, and keep pressing the button. Again, making sure that it's going down nice and neatly and that there's no obstructions. And then your bed is down. Yeah, so you can leave your bedding on. We do tell you to do that. You can utilise the areas at the top for cushions if they're big cushions either side. But again, you'll see it's nice and bright, and we've got a larger Hecky roof light above there. So when you're ready to go back up, press the button and hold the button. And the bed will go up. Again, if it is coming down and it feels any obstruction, the bed will start to tilt. So just be careful and just move that obstruction out. And when we get to this point again, it will then come down to form the profile at the front. Just let it do its business until it stops, and then just press it up until it's fully away, just like you see there. To get the table back up then, we'll just press that button here, and that table will come back up. and then you're ready for your day activities. We're also fitted in the cab with a reverse camera screen, so that's where your screen is located. We've got the leather steering wheel, the automatic gearbox. This is the robotised gearbox, so you'll see your selector there. We've also got a ratio changer just above, which will slow down your wheels spinning. So on slippy surfaces and wet surfaces, you can press that on to help you. We've got Traction Plus again, which will help you in the same scenario, and hill descent. Your hazard lights and your lock button. Automatic climate control, so we'll be familiar with this in most modern cars. You can just change the temperature you want it. And then the CD radio just there. It's also fitted with the newest tablet or phone holder option just there, so you can put your phone or your tablet or your sat nav just in there should you wish. USB charger, jack point and cup holder just located there. Underneath the column you have your adjuster just underneath there if you want to adjust the height of the steering wheel, and it basically comes up and back in. We've got cruise control on the bottom just here, which is generally up, and speed limiter down, and the middle position is off. It does tell you on your dash which you are. Indicators and lights on the left hand side, windscreen wash on the right hand side, and wipers, and you've got your trip counter just on the end there. We've got your windows, electric window switches, and we've got your mirror switches just located there. And just to the right hand side, if I just spin the seat around, we have your handbrake, which is just located just there. So that pretty much concludes our instructional video on the Burstner. I'm just going to show you the TV. So there's your TV working. Turn it off, just press the button, and then when you're ready, just pop it back up in place. Lastly, we've got the aircon unit. So this is only operational on mains electric only. So you've got to be turned on to your mains electric for this to work. And what we do with the control panel, just point it at the little indicator and press it on. Give it a moment and so you'll hear it click. And then you will hear the system then kick into life. We have a little light button, which can be found by pressing this bottom left hand button. Your temperature setting, just move it like you would do in any sort of controller, up and down with the plus and minus button. We've got your different selections of where you want it sort of pointing, so you can turn them, twist them around depending on how high or low you want it, and whether you want it pointing to the front only, to the back only, or into the middle position, just like there. And then when you're ready to turn the unit off, you just press the button. Again, it'll take a minute or so to just click off, and then you'll need to turn your light off just at the same time. So like I say, we'll only work on mains electric only, so don't be trying to do this when you're not plugged into mains, guys. Finally, on leaving the vehicle, we want to turn it off. So we press the main controller, turn off the welcome light switch and the awning light switch just there, and all the rest of the lights within the vehicle will turn off automatically. I really hope that helps you with this beautiful Burstner 680G. We look forward to your comments, but more importantly, we hope you enjoy your new motorhome. Thank you.